What's up, guys? Lance the Obscure Movie Guy coming here to you on Super Bowl Sunday, and 30 some odd million people just sat back and watched the Buccaneers take it to town on the Chiefs. Congratulations, Tom Brady. And CBS is probably banking on at least half of you sticking around and checking out Queen Latifah's new TV show, The Equalizer. And it kind of got me thinking that there's probably a bit of a generational gap with that show. So there's going to be a handful of people that think that that show with Queen Latifah is going to be based off of the movies starring Denzel Washington, The Equalizer, Equalizer 2, when in fact the movies were based off of the 1980s TV show of the same name, The Equalizer, starring British actor Edward Woodward, who starred as Robert McCall. Basically, the premise of the show was to fight for the underdog, and he would actually put ads in the paper for people to solicit help from him, and then he would go help them. Apparently, it was a lot harder to catch a criminal in the 80s. You would think if he was putting ads in the newspaper, the police would probably be able to track him down. But that wasn't the case. But it did get me thinking about movies that were based off of TV shows that you may not have known that were based off of TV shows. So, and there's a whole slew of them. I mean, Charlie's Angels, Starsky and Hutch. There's a whole slew of SNL movies, Superstar, Night at the Roxbury, Coneheads, Ladies' Man. They're all based off of SNL skits, I should say, or sketches. But there's a lot of them out there, and I came across three that I think deserve a little bit of an announcement, if you will, a little bit of proclamation. They're definitely obscure titles. The first one we're going to talk about is 1998, The Avengers, and this does not in any way, shape, or form have to deal with the Avengers from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This was actually a horrible movie that starred Uma Thurman, Ralph Fiennes, and Sir Sean Connery. God bless him. His pick of movie roles towards the end of his career was dreadful, and anybody that saw his last film, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen in 2003, knows what a pooper that was. And The Avengers wasn't much better. Ralph Fiennes and Uma Thurman star as British spies, trying to defeat supervillain Sean Connery, who was trying to take over the world by controlling the weather. It was based off of the 1961 TV series, The Avengers, which in and of itself was a bit campy, but it did garner a little bit of a cult following after it had gone off the air. Unfortunately, the movie did not capture that magic, and it was not good. It was not good. It tried. The British love their spies over there, but it just did not work out. It was panned by critics from the get-go, and that one's really not worth the watch. I don't often recommend something to not watch, with the exception of my Titanic episode. I don't recommend any of those films, and I don't really recommend this one. The next one we're going to talk about is 1983's Strange Brew, which stars Dave Thomas. No, not the Wendy's Dave Thomas. Dave Thomas and Rick Moranis. Everybody loves Rick Moranis from Ghostbusters, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, and recently made a small comeback in a commercial thanks to Ryan Reynolds. So thank you, Mr. Reynolds, for that. But Strange Brew came out in 1983, and it was actually, again, it was kind of like Saturday Night Live. It was based off of a sketch from SCTV, which was Second City TV, which is kind of like the Canadian version of SNL. In fact, there were some other sketches and movies that came out from that. Martin Short had one. I can't remember what the goofy ass character's name was off the top of my head right now, but Strange Brew was a movie based off of those sketches. Dave Thomas and Rick Moranis starred as Doug and Bob McKenzie, and the movie was quite popular, actually. They were so good at what they did, they actually released 2 comedy albums that went triple platinum. Dave and Bob McKenzie, The Great White North, and then Dave and Bob McKenzie, Strange Brew, the comedy album, along with the movie. So, pretty funny stuff, man. Those guys, Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas, I haven't seen Dave in a lot of stuff either in a long time, but both of them, man, the chemistry there between those two guys is just great, and they were a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to listen to too, if you can get your hands on some of the old albums and stuff. And then the third one I want to talk about is actually a series of movies based off of not even a TV show. But Jim Varney, as a childhood favorite of mine, Ernest P. Worrel. Everybody has seen an Ernest movie at some point. Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest Saves Christmas, Ernest Scared Stupid, Ernest in the Army, or Slam Dunk Ernest, Ernest Goes to School. But it all started as Jim Varney with just this random character that he came up with, and it started off really early in the 80s doing regional commercials. If you were like in the 80s, anywhere from like Raleigh, like North Carolina, down to Florida and across to like New Orleans, like you saw a Jim Varney commercial for like Brahms ice cream or Brahms dairy farm or something like that, car dealerships, and it became so popular that they actually went on to do like national commercials for like Coca-Cola, Chex Mix, Marvin Made, and then obviously it was so popular he went on to do all these great movies. It should be said, even though Jim Varney is remembered primarily for Ernest, he was actually an actor. He did do some television back in the late 70s. He was on Operation Petticoat for a little while. He was a stand-up comic as well. And he also did the voice of Slink in Toy Story and Toy Story 2. So he also played Jed Clampett in 1993 Beverly Hillbillies. So it should not be lost that he was just Ernest, but an amazing actor. His comedy is just spot on, and God bless him. So unfortunately, he's no longer with us either, along with Mr. Connery. But those are 3 obscure movie titles based off of obscure television shows or commercials in the case of Jim Varney, and all because I saw the advertisements for the Equalizer, which, nothing against Queen Latifah. I actually do like her as an actress, but I just don't see the Equalizer being a good fit for her. I think CBS is really pushing their narrative on that one, and diversity, and I'll leave my beliefs and thought process, out of that. I just don't think it's a good fit for her. She's much better in dramatic roles and even comedy. Really, she's really spot on with comedy too. So I just don't see the Equalizer being a good show for her. I give it maybe a season. Yeah. Like, subscribe, and comment to the YouTube channel. Let me know what you think. If you've guys seen any of these movies, if you've seen the Avengers, let me know what you thought about that. And I'm sure somebody's seen an Ernest movie. You had to. Ernest Scared Stupid. I'll watch it every Halloween. It's great. So let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, and comment to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.